Cool. So look, we've got the man of the hour right now, Andrew. He's pretty heavily involved with property, service accommodation, Airbnb. And right now, obviously, we're going to be chatting to him, find out a little bit more about his journey, where he's at right now, doing big things. And obviously, we're going to chat to him, see what's going on. Here's the man himself, man. What's going on, Andrew? You all right?
Appreciate the introduction, my bro.
That's cool, man. No worries at all. So look, we're going to get into a lot about obviously what you're doing right now and some of the things you've been up to and stuff with regards to the business itself. Obviously, I know you're doing big things. Talk about some of the numbers in a little bit. Give us a little intro into yourself, actually. I give you a little bit of intro, but for you, for yourself, give a little intro into yourself for people that don't really know you too much.
Yeah, okay. My name's Andrew. I'm 29 years old from London. I am an entrepreneur. I've been doing business for the past 5-6 years and currently in the service accommodation space. I've been doing that for, I think I started my business 2 years ago, but I actually started making money probably about 1.5 years ago. And yeah, I'm just looking to grow in that space, man. Trying to see how far I can get in it.
Okay.
Something else. Yeah.
Cool. So look, take us back to, I know you said 1.5 years ago when things really started kicking off for you. Take us back to that time, 1.5 years ago, when you actually first, like for real, got started off with this.
Yeah. So February 22 is when I joined the course with you. We had a phone call. I think I found you on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah.
Had that phone call.
10 p.m. I remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was late. It was late night.
You were grinding, man. So, yeah, we had that call. We then met up, I think Canary Wharf or something like that.
Yeah.
We sort of planned out what I need to be doing in order to achieve. I think the first target was 2.5K in 3 months or something like that. Planned it out, looked at the areas we should look at. I was a bit slow. You know, I wasn't really putting as much work in as I should have because I had my other hustles going on. But once I actually started putting in the work, I got my deal in, what was that, June 2022. Then not too long after that, I got the second deal. And then the third deal came not long after that. It's just been growing since, man.
Okay, been picking up.
It's been picking up.
Okay, I see. Do you feel like the pace you've gone at, when it did pick up, do you feel like it moved a lot faster than you expected it to?
Yeah, when I got my first one, I wasn't expecting to get my second one 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? And then the third one, like a month after that. You know, it did pick up quite fast, but now it's a place that's quite stable. I've been focusing more on really optimizing what I have at the moment and maximizing how much I can make from what I have at the moment. Because I've learned that if you try and expand too quickly or grow too quickly, you might neglect some of the places you had at first and you're not going to be maximizing the use of it. So that's where I'm at right now, maximizing that, but not too far off in the future. I'm currently in the background working on building up a team or building up some sort of processes that can take me to that next place, man.
That's cool, man. No worries at all. And remind me, like, in terms of how much you're making right now from this business, how much would you say overall you're making?
From this business, overall, man, I would say probably like 9 to 10K a month.
9 to 10K a month?
Something like that, yeah, overall.
And how long did it take you to do that again?
June 22 is when I got my first property.
Okay.
It's 1.5 years, something like that.
1.5 years?
Yeah.
You got to, so you started the Airbnb business 1.5 years ago. Now you're at 9 to 10K a month in profit.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see why some people may hear that and they may just think, nah, this guy chatting shit.
Yeah, 100%. Because, bro, like, anyone who sees it from the outside, they don't understand how it all works, innit? So they will say that. Even myself, like, sometimes when you take a step back and think about where you actually came from, you're like, bruv, I didn't think I could be handling this much money in a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's just wild, man.
That's cool, man.
And these are, bro, to be honest, these are small numbers compared to some other people in the game.
Oh, yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
I'm
still at the bottom, bro.
No, 100%. I feel like when you get in it and you see what's really possible based on what other people are doing, like, you're always going to be like a lower level in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's always more to do, man.
Always, bro. You get to 10K, you want to make 20. You get to 20, you want to make 30, and then
that's
you want to do 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
So for you now, like, in terms of, because I know you said you got started off 1.5 years ago, but initially, what made you actually want to get involved in this in the first place, man?
I had a business before. I was selling phones, making decent income from it, but I couldn't scale it. So I was at a point where I was like, nah, man, I can't be just sticking to this level of income. I need to increase it somehow. And so I was just scoping around, looking for different avenues. Amazon came up, just various things came up, car rental businesses. But then I got in contact with one of my longtime friends. He moved to Leeds. So I used to study with him in Queen Mary 2015 times. And then he just went ghost. You know what I'm saying? And then around 2020 times, 2021 times, I got back in contact with him. And he started talking to me about what he was doing. And he mentioned that he was doing service accommodation up in Leeds. I was like, okay, cool. Let me know a bit more about that. I went up there, spoke to him. He showed me his properties. He kind of showed me how he was operating them and how much money he was making. I was like, that's something I want to tap into. So I would say he is probably the main inspiration for getting into service accommodation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then even if we're fast forwarding a little bit from then till now, like for you, what do you feel like has been kind of the key elements for you to allow you to scale within that space of time? Because that was, I mean, you are some people, okay, from now to a year and a half, you're going to be making 10K a month. To a lot of people, or to a good portion of people, that's a lot in a short space of time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So what do you feel like was key that played a role in that?
Yeah, I think definitely building up the knowledge, understanding how the industry works, and understanding all the tips and tricks. Like there's a lot of tools out there that you can use. There's a lot of companies out there that you can exploit and utilize as well to help you expand. So I think a lot of it is the knowledge.
Okay.
You know, understanding what's really out there and digging deep, not just staying on the surface level of what you might just find on YouTube, but actually doing a Google search, talking to people, finding out what people are doing, reading forums, stuff like that. So I'll say knowledge is the biggest thing.
Okay.
Yeah, from that, everything else comes underneath that, I'd say.
Okay. So knowledge was the biggest key element for you to like to scale so quickly.
100%.
Okay.
100%. there's things I'm learning every day, and I'm applying to the properties, and there's incremental increases in how many guests I'm getting, or how much I can charge per night, or just the revenue I'm getting per day, really.
Okay, but it's safe to say, like, you could maybe have the knowledge needed to, you know, make this happen, but you're still not able to make it happen. Not you personally, but just in general.
Oh yeah. Obviously, with the knowledge comes the actual actions, or the ability to take the action. You know, there's taking actions, then there's the ability to take action. It's slightly different. So the ability to take action, I don't know what the word is, but that implementation. I think that's the word. Yeah. I think that definitely doing that, like just diving in, just going in. Like even if you're a bit blind, you don't really have 100% of the knowledge, just going in and then figuring it out from there, really.
Okay. What do you feel like were some of the biggest struggles for you as you were kind of coming up in the game?
I think it was time management, man. When I first got my unit, you know, you think it's all smooth sailing, but then there's a lot of things that you don't know. And when you dive in, it's like you have to learn all of these things. And to learn these things, you need to spend time. And also you need to get to the properties to sort things out, speak to the cleaner. The cleaner hasn't done this properly, or you forgot to give this, and or you forgot to set up the internet. So now it's going to take a month. It was time, man. It was time. Yeah, time was the biggest thing.
Time. Okay, just managing your time accordingly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I see what you're saying. Would you say that's it? Was there other things, or was that the biggest one?
That was the biggest one, man.
Okay.
That was the biggest one that was stopping me from growing. That was the time.
Nah, I feel you, man. I feel like a lot of people have that thought as well, to where, because like they're working their full-time jobs and they may be doing other things, like they may have not had the time needed to actually give to this. And I think for you as well, you mentioned, or you didn't mention, but I know you work in a job, you still are, which is mad. And also you had another business as well, a phone business.
Yeah.
So you were doing those two things, and you also got and started off with this as well.
Yeah. Even outside of that, I have commitments. I'm a musician as well. So here and there, I'm gigging, going to events, helping people out with stuff. So yeah, them times, I was really tired.
So what did you kind of do to kind of like allow you to, you know, get around that and fix that?
So it's priorities, man. It's priorities. It's being able to realize that if you compromise on something that you love for a little while, the things that can help you the most, you can bring them up very, very quickly. And then get back to the things that you had to compromise on. So it's just coming to that understanding of compromise something for a little while, focus on one thing, and then you can potentially go back. Okay,
and I feel you. Let me ask you a question. Based on your experience, what do you feel like the biggest misconceptions are when it comes to actually starting an Airbnb business?
That is illegal.
Okay. A lot of people think that. What, as in Airbnb is illegal, or like subletting and rent-to-rent's legal?
Yeah, subletting and just the way you do company lets and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think a lot of people still think that's illegal. In fact, I had a message from a guy today on the course, he sent me a whole long message of someone else who sent him a message saying how Airbnb is not legal, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I've done a quick Google search and everything he was saying was just nonsense.
Okay.
So there's still people out there who believe, you can't do it because it's against the law, blah, 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 blah. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions.
What do you think the other ones are?
I think another one is you need a lot of money to start.
Okay. Break it down.
I mean, compared to buying properties, it's not a lot of money. I wouldn't say it's no money because, of course, you need to set up your company. You need to get your website done. But compared to paying 50K, what's paying maybe 1K? It's nothing. You don't need a lot of money to start in this thing. You just need a drive and you need a plan. And that's it.
Would you say when you first started off, you had quite a bit of money sitting there?
I would say I had quite a bit to play with, yeah.
Okay.
Because of my other hustles, innit?
Yeah.
But I understand not everyone is in that situation.
But would you say that even if you didn't start off with all that money, but you had the knowledge that you had now, would you still have been able to kind of make it happen?
Yeah, 100%. There's loads of money, no money down, or very little money down strategies that you can go about getting into service accommodation. So yeah, with the knowledge I have now, 100%. If I didn't have the capital I did, I still would have been able to maybe not get as far as quickly, but still definitely would have been able to get started and get some income from service accommodation.
No, I feel you, man. Because there's a lot of people out here that don't necessarily have the most amount of money. Maybe they have a couple of grand or something.
Yeah.
And they're looking to get started off with this, but they feel like they need to work more to save up more before getting started off with this. Break it down. What would you kind of tell those people, and how would you advise them?
There's various ways you can start without a lot of money. You can use investors, you can use loans, you can go into property management.
How does that work? Property management.
So property management, okay, essentially is going to a landlord and telling them that they can make maybe 2-3 times the amount they're making from a standard rent. And you'll help them to do that. So you'll deal with all the operational side of things, the cleaning, the maintenance, the guest communications, the marketing, helping them to set up the property with the furnishings that they need, all of these things. The landlord then takes care of the bills. There's no tenant in this instance. The landlord takes care of all the bills, all the internet, water and stuff like that. And you literally just deal with the operations. And then the way you make your money is by charging a fee on the revenue that's generated. And so you pretty much don't need to put much money in that one. Just need to persuade the landlord to allow you to be able to make them more money.
Okay, so have you actually got deals that you're doing that with right now?
Yeah, so there's one deal that I've got, which was like an accident. Like, so it's a landlord that I do a rent-to-rent deal with. He had a project converting a house to like a 6-bedroom ensuite place, and so they started using it as a sort of, they put it on Airbnb, but you know, they didn't really know what they're doing. Again, the knowledge thing. And so they were making maybe like 7-8K a month. So they came to me, wanted to have a meeting. To see the property. I went to see the property and they were saying, Andrew, we want to work with you. You know, you're doing good work with other property. How much would you want to pay for rent in a property like this where all the rooms are en suites and, you know, you can treat it like a hotel. So have every room like a hotel room and rent it out separately. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I've never come across that before. And the rent that you're probably going to ask for might be a bit high. So you know what? Let me not pay rent. Let me manage it for you. And let's see how that goes. And if things go well, then maybe I'll jump onto the rent thing. And I started managing it for them. And bro, the numbers were crazy. So they were making 7-8K a month. When I took over the deal in May, I think I made them like 9K in that month. And in June, I made them like 11K. Then July, it went back down to 10K. August went to 13K. And it's just been over 10K ever since, really. And it just goes to show, if you know what you're doing, you have the knowledge, you can make a lot of money. And how much did I put into that deal? Nothing. I literally just pay for the channel manager, which is £80 a month. That's my only cost with that property. So yeah, the management service is a good one.
So in revenue, that property that you're managing as an Airbnb is making over 10K per month, and you paid what? You're paying £80 a month.
That's it.
To manage it.
That's it.
And how much are you making from, like, what cut do you get from that?
So because it was my first time doing management, I didn't really understand how it all works. So I told the landlord, you know what, just 10%. So I'm just taking a 10% cut on it.
No, what does that work out to on average?
So on average, about 1,100, something like that.
1,100, yeah?
Yeah.
Still pretty decent from one place that you don't.
Yeah, I mean, one property is mad. Just that one property is making that much.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So that was pretty much no money down deal then?
No money down at all. Zero money.
I see what you're saying. So like in terms of, how do you say, like properties right now, the amount of properties that you have that's making you that amount you mentioned, how many properties do you have at the moment?
So I got 7 units at the moment. Not all of them are making that much, but the minimum they're making is around 600 a month.
Okay.
And the max they're making average is about 1.2 or so. But there are months where I'm hitting like 1.6, 1.7, like in the summer months, for example. But yeah, on average, if you add all of them together, I'm making about £1,000 a month in each.
£1,000 a month in each one?
Yeah.
Average. Oh, okay,
average, yeah.
Okay, cool. No worries. So let me ask you this then. What would you feel like are some of the biggest things that people don't know about this that they need to know prior to getting started?
I was actually speaking to someone about this yesterday, that it's not easy.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not easy at all. Especially when you first start, it's quite heavy in terms of operational, but it's beneficial. Do you know what I'm saying? All that hard work pays off. When you're sending out your inquiries to your landlords, you might be getting a lot of no's. So another thing you need to be is persistent and resilient, and being able to push through all the no's, because there probably will be more no's than yeses. But when you get those yeses, all those no's won't mean anything to you anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, first thing, it's not easy. Second thing, you need to be persistent and you need to be a real hustler. Like grind. You know what I'm saying? Grind. And if you need to push some things, compromise on some things, you need to do that in order to make your business grow. Otherwise, you're going to stay stagnant.
What do you feel like is the biggest struggle when it comes to actually building this business? What is the hardest part?
The hardest part is just finding the landlords who are wishing to work with you, really.
Okay.
But of course, if you've worked with some landlords already, a lot of the time they have more properties. So a lot of the properties I got are from the same landlord. So yeah, find the landlords that will be able to work with you.
Mm-hmm. What about like, there's a lot of people out here that are scared about if they take on a property that they're not going to get any bookings. Like there's a lot of people that have that fear, and because of that, it holds them back because they just think, you know, it sounds good, but if people are booking night by night, what if I don't get booked up for X amount of night and I can't pay the rent? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so that's when sort of knowledge comes in again. So you have to be able to learn how to analyze an area based on what other people are doing, based on what's in the area. Is there a train station? Is there amenities? Are there restaurants? Things to do? Is there a hospital? Is there an airport? Stuff like that, and see what other people are charging in terms of nightly rates. And then you can easily calculate what your costs are. You know what the rent is. You can estimate the gas and electricity and stuff like that. And from there, you can see, okay, cool. If these guys are charging this much and they're able to fill up their properties 70% of the month, if I charge this much and I'm able to fill up my properties 60% of the month, I can make this much. And so as long as you do those numbers and you do those calculations, you'll be fine. Never go into a deal blind. Like you have to know your numbers before you take on. Okay,
you've actually had some pretty big bookings coming through in the past as well, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. Talk to us about some of the biggest bookings you had coming in. For your properties.
So I've had bookings of 3 months, 5 months or so, but the biggest bookings I've had is 6 months.
Okay.
Actually, I would say 7 months because they extended. So this was when I first started out, man. The second property I got after about a month. So summer was fully booked out. Then it got to like, I think October or so. I put the property on open rent just to see what it's like. I didn't think open rent would work because that's where I was finding properties in the first place. But I put on open rent and I was getting loads of inquiries, man. It's crazy. I was having viewings here and there like every weekend. And then found these students from Turkey. They said they need a place for 6 months because they come to study on a 1-year course or whatever it is, and they're trying to buy a house. Had the viewing with them. They were happy. And then like 3-4 days later, bro, they paid 25k just like that. And I think that's been the biggest shock to me because I didn't realize that, first of all, people had that much money to pay in one go. And secondly, I didn't think the demand for Airbnb was so that people will pay for 6 months. So yeah, that was my biggest booking.
I feel like that's another misconception with people as well, because they think, with these Airbnbs, people are booking for 1 night, 2 nights. No one's really booking for that long.
Yeah,
do you see what I'm saying?
The market for Airbnb is huge, man. Like leisure, holiday people are probably a small percentage of the market. And they're mostly like in the summer. But when you want your big bookings, you have your contractors, you have your students, you have your people who are looking for, maybe they're moving house and their house is not ready yet, stuff like that. So there's a huge market for short-term lets, man. It's not just holiday makers.
So what areas are your properties mainly focused in?
So at the moment, they're mostly based in East London, but I have a property in Northampton as well.
Okay.
I'm just trying to expand across the UK, man.
I see what you're saying, man. Big things, man.
Big things are coming. Big things are coming.
We got you as a mentor on the program as well, man. That's how big you're doing.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to just, because I understand what it feels like to jump into a course or to have no knowledge and to really want to grind and make money from service accommodation. So now, I'm coaching now, man. Yeah, just trying to pass on that knowledge that I've been building over the years.
How does that feel now, from a year and a half ago, just starting off with this, to now you're actually giving people game and giving people knowledge, and you're almost responsible for other people's success?
Yeah, it's kind of mad. Like, you don't realize how much you know until you're actually teaching someone or showing someone. So that's been the biggest thing. And it's just nice to see when people are hungry and when they're willing to put in the work. Like, those are the sort of people that you want to just pour more into, because you want to see them shine because they're showing you that hunger. You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice feeling to like coach people, and then people making it to where they want to get to, and then them telling you, "Oh, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, you've helped me with this," or "Thank you so much for the advice and tips." Like, it's a great feeling, man. I can't lie.
I can imagine. I mean, I know.
You know, bro.
Nah, of course. So for you, I mean, look, when it comes to for you, like, realistically, like, did you actually think, and I'm not sure if I asked you this before, but did you think like it would be doable within that space of time, that a year and a half ago till now, you would be where you're at right now, realistically?
I think when we had our first meeting, you were telling me, Andrew, so what's your 12-month goal? Like, how much do you want to be making in 12 months? I think I said, like, I'll be happy with like maybe 2-3K.
You said $8,000 a year. That's what you said. Remember
Is that what I said? $8,000 a year.
You remember that message I sent you? That screenshot. Yeah.
I said I wanted to be making $8,000 a year from property, because I don't know. I just thought there's not huge profits in it.
And that was in what, February 2022?
February 2022, $8,000 a year. What's that amount?
That's like
less than £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like £500 a month, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was how narrow-minded I was at first, bro. But now I see that that's nothing.
So what's the plan? If that's nothing, what's the plans? Like, what are you trying to make happen?
Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to build like a team to really help me to get to that next level. You know, a team of sourcers, a team of people can set up, a team of cleaners, stuff like this, and just trying to build an empire, man, all across the UK, and then from there, I don't know, see what else is out there, really.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Well, obviously, you're doing your thing right now, and you started off with a decent amount of capital. But for those that are kind of wanting to get started off with this spot, they have their doubts, they have their hesitations. Some of the things we covered before about maybe not being able to rent out their properties or just whatever. You know, maybe it's all a hype. Maybe people are just kind of like hyping it, selling courses and that. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's not really that.
Yeah,
it's not that. What would you say to those people?
You just have to take the plunge. If you're really serious about trying to grow yourself and get the capital that you truly desire, you have to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to take the plunge. And it's not to say that every business that starts is going to be successful, but the businesses that start and they're persistent and they try to stay clued up and they get help when they need to get help, those are the people that succeed. You know what I'm saying? So if you have doubts, just dive in and just do it, really, because it works. It works. If you're willing to put in the work, it's going to work.
No, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Just another quick one that came to my mind as well. What do you feel like the most common mistakes are when it comes to people actually getting started off in this business that they actually make with Airbnb? Maybe some of the things that you've done, you've seen other people do.
Yeah, I think, okay. One story that I got. So I took on an Airbnb. The landlord, it was the landlord I work with already. And the concierge was right there. Yeah. Walking into the building, there's a concierge right there, like
a receptionist.
Okay, you can't miss it. And of course, with these flats and stuff, a lot of them, they don't allow leases and they don't allow shortlets and stuff like that. So I said, no, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna be getting people. I just assumed. I didn't really do the deep research because I was just confident. All my other properties are working, so why not this one? So I didn't do the research, and I thought, I'll be getting people staying for at least a month, so I'll be fine. You know, a month goes by, no bookings.
But but what was it like? It wasn't because you couldn't get it booked out, but it was because you had it set to a minimum 90 stay, right?
Yeah. So because of that risk of the concierge, I didn't want people staying in less than 30 days.
Oh, okay.
So I had a minimum of 30 days.
Oh, okay. So someone couldn't book for 20 days or 2 weeks or something like that. Okay,
they wouldn't even see the listing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
get.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, I was getting inquiries, I was getting viewings, but no one was actually booking and signing and actually getting in. So a month went by, no bookings. So I dropped it down to, I think, 2 weeks, and still after like a week, no bookings. So I dropped it down to one night, just to see if things would be okay.
Yeah.
So I had a few one-night bookings. Everything went fine. Then I had I think it was the third or fourth one-night booking.
Yeah.
This guy, I think he comes from Europe or something.
Yeah.
Bro, the first thing he does when he gets in there, he goes to the concierge and tells the concierge, I'm here for an Airbnb booking.
Yeah.
And then guess what happens next? The concierge calls their manager calls the landlord calls me, Andrew, what's going on? We just had this. And I'm like, oh, snap. What have I landed myself into?
Yeah.
So now the landlord got in trouble. So he has to pay I think he got a warning.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. And then he said, Andrew, we're going to have to terminate the contract, man, because, we've sort of broken the lease.
Yeah, of course.
So obviously it hasn't cost me anything, but maybe a bit of trust with the landlord. And I mean, actually it has cost me because I had basically 2 months of no rent.
Okay.
But I think the biggest reasons of that mistake is because I went in there narrow-minded, too confident. I didn't do the research. Yeah, if I'd done the research, I would have known that, okay, maybe the demand for 1 month stays, it's not as high in this area. So let me not take the risk. Okay. I didn't have to take the risk.
Yeah.
I said, nah, might as well. But yeah.
Nah, I feel like that's big stuff, man, because a lot of people, like, they don't necessarily hear about people talking about like the downsides or mistakes that they made. You know what I'm saying? They're always hearing like a lot of the good parts, but not really the bad parts.
It's true, man. Yeah. Service accommodation is seen as this, you can never make mistakes, you can never lose money.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't do the research like what I did, you can lose a lot of money. So I think I'm gonna lose maybe 6K on that.
Yeah. Nah, fair enough, bro. Yeah.
But of course, it's all my fault, man.
Nah, that's cool, bro, man. We live and we learn, man. Like with any business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what it's about, bro.
Just calm.
I've learned my lessons big time.
Yeah, you're on your way to doing big things, bro. I can see that.
Come on.
So, nah, bro. I mean, look, obviously, we've covered quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people have more of an in-depth understanding about your journey now. So, before we kind of wrap it out fully, what's like, do you want to give like any final words to people or just kind of your final thoughts, share some things?
I'll just say, if you really want something, you need to grab it by the neck. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't say you want something and then back off at the slightest difficulty. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you really want something, you got to do what it takes to get it done. So if you jump on a course, you pay certain money for the course and you want the deal, don't back off just because it's a little bit hard. Don't back off just because you're hearing a few no's from landlords. Don't back off because other people are saying that, oh, they've lost money because this, that. Go in it full. Go in it 100% and you'll succeed.
You're a testament to that, man.
That's it.
From a year and a half ago, making a couple of grand from your job.
Yeah.
And now to being a 6-figure entrepreneur, man, really and truly.
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah, bro. You're a 6-figure guy, bro. How's it feel?
Bro, it's unbelievable sometimes, man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, but we move, man.
Next step, 7 figures, bro.
That's it.
All
That's the
good,
plan, bro.
man.
That's the plan.
All good, man. Well, bro, I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you coming through. Feel like people will take a lot of value from this, sharing your story and that. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, we'll get it fully wrapped up if anything. By the way, where can people find you on the socials and that if they want to connect with you?
Instagram _AAAGYEMANG. That's it, really.
Just Instagram, that's
Just
it.
Instagram. TikTok. Yeah.
What, Facebook?
Facebook, Andrew Ajimang. You'll find me on there. Last name Ajimang is AGYEMANG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook are my biggest platforms, really.
Nah, we appreciate that, man. All right, cool. You guys know what to do. But again, Andrew, appreciate that, bro, yeah?
No worries, my bro.